Imagine a pharaoh so powerful, so successful, that her legacy was deliberately scrubbed from history. Her name chiseled from stone, her images smashed. This isn't the plot of a movie. It's the true story of one of ancient Egypt's most formidable rulers, a woman who dared to become a king, Hatshepsut. Her story is one of ambition, power, and a mystery that took thousands of years to unravel. How did she rise to ultimate power in a man's world? And why did someone try so desperately to make the world forget her? Let us travel back more than 3,400 years to the golden age of Egypt's 18th dynasty. Hatshepsut was born into the heart of power, the daughter of the great Pharaoh Thutmose I and his principal wife, Queen Ahmose. As a royal princess, she held the esteemed title of God's Wife of Amun, a position of immense religious and political influence. From a young age, she was immersed in the world of court politics and divine ceremony. Following royal tradition, she was married to her own half-brother, Thutmose II, to secure the bloodline. When he ascended the throne, she became his queen consort, a powerful position, but one that was still secondary to the king. They had one daughter, Nefertari, but no male heir. When Thutmose II died after a relatively short reign, the path to the throne seemed clear. His successor was a young boy, also named Thutmose, born to a lesser wife. This child, Thutmose III, was just a toddler, far too young to rule. And this is where Hatshepsut saw her opportunity. Initially, she followed protocol. She became regent for her young stepson, Thutmose III, ruling in his name. For a few years, everything appeared normal. The queen mother governing for the boy king was a traditional and accepted role. But Hatshepsut was anything but traditional. She wasn't content to be the power behind the throne. She wanted the throne itself. In a move that was as audacious as it was unprecedented, she made her claim. Around the 7th year of her regency, she did the unthinkable. She declared herself pharaoh. This wasn't just a power grab. It was a complete redefinition of her identity and a challenge to centuries of tradition. To legitimize her rule, she needed to be seen not as a queen, but as a king. She adopted the full 5-fold titulary of a pharaoh, names that connected her directly to the gods and asserted her right to rule. She commissioned statues and reliefs that depicted her with the body of a man, wearing the traditional kilt, the royal headdress, and even the false beard that symbolized kingship. This wasn't about denying her womanhood. It was a brilliant political strategy. She was communicating to her people and the gods in the only visual language of power they understood, the image of a male king. To further cement her claim, she promoted a divine birth story, claiming that the god Amun-Ra himself had visited her mother in the form of her father, Thutmose I, and declared that Hatshepsut was his true heir, destined to rule Egypt. She was no longer just a regent. She was Pharaoh Matkar Hatshepsut, a living god on earth. What followed was not a reign of conflict or instability, but one of the most peaceful and prosperous periods in Egyptian history. For 22 years, Hatshepsut ruled not as a warrior queen, but as a master builder and diplomat. She focused on securing Egypt's wealth, not through conquest, but through trade and economic development. Her most celebrated achievement was a daring trading expedition to the fabled Land of Punt, a mysterious wealthy kingdom believed to be somewhere on the coast of East Africa. This was a massive undertaking, requiring a fleet of 5 large ships to sail down the Red Sea on a journey no Egyptian had made for centuries. The expedition was a resounding success. Her ships returned laden with exotic treasures, fragrant incense and myrrh trees, which were transplanted in Thebes, along with gold, ebony, ivory, and exotic animals like monkeys and giraffes. The entire story of this incredible journey was carved in vivid detail on the walls of her greatest architectural achievement. Speaking of architecture, Hatshepsut's building program was on a scale that rivaled any pharaoh before her. She restored temples that had fallen into disrepair and commissioned hundreds of new projects throughout the Nile Valley. But her crowning glory, her masterpiece, is the magnificent mortuary temple at Deir el-Bahri, nestled against the cliffs on the west bank of the Nile at Thebes. Called Djeser Djeseru, or Holiest of Holies, the temple is an architectural marvel. With its sweeping colonnades and ascending terraces, it seems to rise organically from the desert landscape, a testament to her power and divine connection. It was here that she immortalized her divine birth and her expedition to Punt, creating a stunning visual autobiography in stone for all posterity. Her reign was a golden age of art, architecture, and economic prosperity, proving that a woman could not only rule as pharaoh, but could be one of the most successful rulers in Egypt's long history. After 22 years of peace and prosperity, Hatshepsut's reign came to an end. The details surrounding her death, around 1458 BC, are murky. For a long time, it was believed she was murdered by her stepson, Thutmose III, eager to finally claim his throne. However, modern analysis of her mummy, which was positively identified in 2007, suggests she was in her 50s and suffering from health problems like diabetes and bone cancer. Her death was likely from natural causes. But what happened next is the most shocking part of her story. After she was gone, a systematic campaign began to erase her from history. Sometime late in the reign of Thutmose III, her co-regent who finally became sole pharaoh, workers were dispatched across Egypt with a chilling mission. They chiseled her name out of cartouches. They smashed her statues, burying the pieces in pits. They meticulously removed her image from temple walls, sometimes replacing it with the image of her father, her husband, or Thutmose III himself. It was an attempt at damnatio memoria, a condemnation of memory. The goal was to pretend the female pharaoh had never existed, to restore the unbroken line of male kings and correct what was seen as a disruption to Ma'at, the divine order of the universe. For thousands of years, it almost worked. Hatshepsut, the woman who was king, faded into myth and was largely forgotten. But you can't keep a great ruler down forever. For millennia, her story remained hidden in fragmented inscriptions and buried statues. But in the 19th and 20th centuries, as archaeologists began to decipher hieroglyphs and excavate the sands of Egypt, a mysterious figure began to emerge. Scholars were puzzled by inscriptions that referred to a female king. They found the shattered pieces of her statues near her temple. They uncovered the story of the Punt expedition on the walls of Deir el-Bahri. Slowly, painstakingly, they pieced together the puzzle. They rediscovered Hatshepsut. The discovery of her tomb, and later the identification of her mummy, finally brought her story full circle. The woman they tried to erase is now one of the most famous and celebrated figures of ancient Egypt. Her legacy is a powerful reminder of what a determined individual can achieve against all odds. She defied tradition, ruled in a time of great prosperity, and left behind monuments that still inspire awe today. The attempt to erase her ultimately failed. In the end, Hatshepsut got the last laugh. Her story now told to millions around the world. Her name once again echoing through the halls of history.